I want to challenge you to look at this midlife over 40 season as an adventure. This journey that I'm on, I am going to look at this as an adventure. I'm going to meet myself where I am the best I can and look for the grace of God in every one of these adventures. And I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons.
Gaining belly fat in perimenopause and menopause, even while eating trim healthy and doing all the right things? Feeling exhausted, inflamed, and so done with the scale? Hey, I'm Chris Honeycutt, Jesus follower, trim healthy coach, and your midlife hype girl. I believe God didn't design you to live stuck, bloated, or burned out. This podcast helps you partner with your hormones, ditch the belly fat, and finally feel strong, calm, and confident in a body you actually enjoy living in. Hey friend, if you're in midlife, eating on plan, and still dealing with stubborn belly fat, I created something just for you. It is called Beat the Belly Fat Workshop, a free 3-day live event where I'll show you how to adjust your strategy for this season so fat loss actually starts working again. Simple, clear, doable. It's happening May 18th through the 20th. Go to getyourtrimon.com/workshop and grab your spot. All right, let's get right into today's episode.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Menopause Makeover podcast, that is. Today, I want to talk to the women or the woman who thought she should by now have arrived. I could probably be talking to myself as well, and I'm going to share a funny story that has nothing to do with weight loss, but I'm actually going to relate it to weight loss because I think our weight loss journey and our health journey is an adventure. That's just what I'm going to start with. It is an adventure. So I'll go ahead and tell you about my little adventure. And I can relate to, I love having an adventure if it works out well in the end, right? If you're not enjoying the adventure, sometimes it's not fun. And maybe it's just a shift of how you're thinking about your adventure. So I want to bring all these things together. First, I want to tell you this funny story that happened. So we have all of our kids out to the house, usually every other Sunday, and I cook a big meal. There's like 20 of us. Sometimes their friends come. We have a big building out back that we built and is still in the middle of being built, but we've got a space there now that we can host people. And we sometimes like to shoot guns and cornhole and foursquare and all kinds of stuff. You never know what the Honeycutts are going to be doing, but it's definitely going to be interesting. Darts, all the things. We have a little golf cart. We tootle around, take the grandkids to the creek, that kind of stuff. Sometimes we have a bonfire. Well, this past Sunday was actually Mother's Day and everybody was out and it was just an amazing day. I was so blessed just to have them come, just to have them here at our house. And so everybody had left and it was a beautiful day. And so sometimes my husband, Trevor, and I like to just get on the golf cart and go for a ride, listen to music and go for a ride. And we live on country roads and it's just kind of fun. You see rabbits and we have a little mini farm down the way and there's goats and sometimes we see deer and hawks, and it's beautiful. So we jumped on our golf cart. This is like 3:34, something like that. And we go down the way and we're driving around. All of a sudden, and this is a governed golf cart. By the way, my husband has tried everything to get that governor off. It governs us at 25, okay? Like you're on a golf court, but we're on back roads. And of course we want it to be 35, but anyway, different story. So it's governed at 25. So all of a sudden it starts kind of jerking and slowing down. And I look and we did not check the battery. If you have an electric golf cart, check the battery. I could also go off on a tangent of your battery in your body. Maybe that will be my next one because that's important as well to check our battery. But anyway, the battery was very low, under 12. And because I have done this one other time, I have experience with this. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, no. You know why I did that? Because I did the same thing a while back. My mom lives 5 miles down the way. And so I got on the golf cart, not even thinking of looking at the battery. Sometimes I get in my car and I don't even look at the gas. Usually it is Benjamin's job, that's our youngest, to keep the battery charged. But they had been riding around all day long and it just didn't get plugged in. So this was the first time that this happened. I went to my mom's house. I get a half a mile from her house up a small hill. And guess what? Battery is very dangerous road, very dangerous road. Battery is dead and it will not move. It's electric. So you can put it in neutral, won't move. So I call home and one of our friends was here. My husband wasn't here. My friend Jeff was here and I was like, come get me, bring the charger. So, because we had the idea, okay, I have an inverter in my truck that could maybe charge this thing. So he brings the inverter and we plug it in, and the inverter, there's not enough battery to charge this golf cart. So he goes all the way back home and then he comes back with the trailer and then also extra people to help lift the golf cart on the trailer. Yes. And then drive it home. And this whole ordeal took us like 2.5, 3 hours, right? So every time I get in the golf cart when I'm driving, I look at the battery. This time I did not. I wasn't driving. I wasn't thinking about it. So I knew what's going to happen. Okay. I knew it's going to happen. So I'm like, I think that if it gets under 6, it completely stops. Because if you have 12%, you're like, yeah, we can make it home. No. So this is what my husband was thinking. We can make it home. I was like, I think we should pull over and I think we should call. So we could call my 15-year-old who's driving and say, hey, come get us. And then we'll get the trailer, we'll come, and then we'll get the boys to lift it on, right? Well, no. So he decided to keep going, which fine, whatever. And so we stop right in front of a house. And it's right down, not even a mile from our house, maybe a mile. So this family, we don't know this family. They're semi-neighbors. We know the people next to them and they're not home. So we're parked on the side of the road. They're all out. It's Mother's Day. They're playing volleyball and whatever, a bunch of them, like 10 or 12 people. And so they look up, they're like, hey, do y'all need some help? And so Trevor's like, well, maybe. So we decide to call Joseph. Joseph, come bring us 50 feet of extension cord that luckily we had in our shop. So Joseph, 15-year-old, gets in the truck, gets the extension cord, bring it back down. So here comes Trevor, traipsing through the yard. He's like, hey, can I plug this in? So we get all the way stretched out and we're like 15 feet short. So of course the neighbor's like, I've got one. So they plugged it in. We met our neighbors and then they invited us to play volleyball. So we ended up playing volleyball with them and getting to know them and having the best time. It was hilarious. We let it charge for like 30 to 45 minutes. So we're just hanging out with our neighbors, whatever. They're inviting us to stay. They're like, oh, I wish you guys would stop every Sunday and play volleyball with us. It was so fun. So finally we get it charged, but it's only charged to 20%, which we know we can make it home. So we make it home and tell our kids about everything. And I was just thinking that was such an adventure. I mean, was it kind of a pain? It was, but I didn't have to make it a problem. And I didn't. Actually, I was just like, you know what? I'm going for this. I mean, I was dressed up in my nicer Mother's Day stuff, like a nice sweater and jewelry and things like that. Like not a volleyball type, outfit. Like normally, just like what I have now, I'm always ready for a game, a run, whatever, but no, not that day. So it was just hilarious. I'm out there with my hat on and my jewelry and no shoes. And you just decided to enjoy that. And also to say, oh, this is wonderful. We met some neighbors. So we got home and we charged it up and ended up we were just cracking up and our kids were cracking up. They were like, where were y'all? We were like, oh yeah, we're playing with our neighbors. And they said, why didn't you call us? I was like, we should have.
I want to talk to you, friend, the one who's been eating on plan, doing your best, and still noticing that your belly just isn't responding like it used to. If you've caught yourself thinking, what changed? Why isn't this working anymore? I want you to know you are not imagining it. Your body has shifted in midlife, and mine too, by the way, and it's not asking for you to try harder. It is asking you to try differently. And that is exactly why I created Beat the Belly Fat Workshop. This is a free 3-day live workshop where I'm going to walk you through what is going on hormonally, how to turn fat burning on after 40, and how to adjust your food and movement so your body starts responding again. No extremes, no starting over, just a smarter strategy for the season. It's happening May 18th through the 20th inside a private Facebook group. So if you've been feeling stuck and you're ready for some clarity, go to getyourtrimon.com/workshop and save your spot. I would love to see you there.
Anyway, what made me think about this with my podcast? I always love to take practical things in my life that happen and look at our health journey, look at our weight loss journey, look at these other places of our life where we can choose a different attitude if we want to. I could have looked at that and gotten so frustrated and so mad at Trevor and you should have done this because I knew this was going to happen. or really just even like this run our afternoon, we could be home or whatever. No, I was like, this is so fun. This is so different. This interrupts our schedule in a good way. Sometimes our weight loss journey, it isn't interrupting in a good way, but we can still choose to look at it as an adventure. I don't know about you, but it has been an adventure. If you, I don't know, I can sometimes kind of feel like, oh, I've got this, and then I don't every single time. So if you feel like, I'm going to kind of transition here. If you feel like you have figured out, about your food or your weight loss, you probably aren't listening. You probably aren't listening, but some of you are doing a lot of the right things. You've gotten into a good routine. You are kind of knowing what to do and maybe even able to implement it. Maybe you're not having to learn new things, but instead, like, you're not really seeing what you want to see. There are twists, there are unexpected turns, there are detours. Like maybe, like me, you get injured, or just like there's a hormonal transition. Something happened with me between turning like 53 and I'm getting ready to be 58 on Thursday, you guys. And literally, the weight crept on. I don't know. Now I'm aware, I don't weigh. That's one thing, is I don't weigh, but I can tell how my clothes feel. And in that like a year and a half post-menopause, something changed. Even though I'm doing the Wizzy way, I'm doing all the things I know to do. Anyway, you hear what I'm saying. Things come up. Even we've had crisis, in our family with one of our children, or maybe even joyous occasions where there's just so much going on. Maybe food choices are difficult. And, there's sometimes when things actually feel smooth. There's, sometimes things are, actually working. And honestly, what I think we've been sold on, the wrong idea about weight loss, is that it's linear. It's linear. You just do these things and this happens. And that is so far from the truth. It is not linear. And by the way, women are not linear. We are all over the place. We are cyclical, aren't we? We are. So the way I want to say this is I want to challenge you to look at this midlife over 40 season as an adventure. Woo, here we go down the white water rafting. Oh, just fell out. Let me get back on. Oh, here's the mountain. Here's the valley. Here's the green pasture, right? These times, some are beautiful. Some are hard. Some are unexpected. Some are stretching. A lot are refining. I don't know about you, but I've been refined and I know I need a lot more of that. So how I want to really bring this challenge to you is in how you're thinking about your weight loss journey and all the things that life throws at us. What if, when things happen like hormones shifting, adult kids, oh my word, do not get me started. Do not get me started about adult kids. I thought raising 9 kids and homeschooling when they were younger was super hard, and it was, but oh my word, we actually, in my group coaching, in my 6-month group coaching, somebody brought up, something about adult kids, and literally we had to stop for 15 minutes and encourage each other. I mean, it just can be really difficult. And, okay, what about like grandbabies arriving, or sickness of parents, or taking care of aging parents, or just stress out of nowhere, or schedule changes. I mean, I have a couple of clients that they're getting a job after many, many years of not working. Your body's changing, all these things, that you could kind of keep up with when you're younger. We're a lot more resilient. We at 32, it's kind of like, yeah, just roll with this, go with it. At 47 and 57 and 67, it's like, whoa, wait a second. Something has changed. And also our mood and our emotions sometimes can really get wrapped up in that discouragement. And then because we're not really seeing the results that we want and we're not feeling good, we just start making other decisions, or maybe less best decisions is a good way to say it. And those aren't serving us as well because our body is not getting what it needs. So, like I said, about challenging you to look at this as an adventure. And when the hard hiking trail comes, what do we need in this moment? Yeah, we need some fortitude. We need some staying in it. We need some self-talk that's going to help us stay in it. When we get to going down the mountain, that's a time of rest and restoration and just kind of getting ready for the next part of the journey. And then next, maybe we're in the valley and we're just really depressed or discouraged. And what do we need during that season to stay in it? And these are the tools that I teach my clients. What do we need in this season? What are the keys that I can pull out that unlock the next thing for me in these different seasons? But not even moving to the practical part. I'm just kind of getting our mindset. Like, what if you decided, yeah, you know what? This journey that I'm on, I am going to look at this as an adventure. I'm going to meet myself where I am the best I can and look for the grace of God in every one of these adventures. And I'm going to make lemonade out of lemons sometimes. And not to say that's an easy thing to do, but it's a very intentional thing to do. And that is something that I have learned that I have needed to become more intentional in this season of my life. What I could do very fluidly or flow or even ignorantly, it doesn't work now. Things have changed. So the goal, isn't just about losing weight. The adventure is not just about losing weight. The adventure is about becoming the woman who knows how to care for herself in this season. Have you even asked yourself what you need? Is your battery on? And you know what your battery is in your body? It's your thyroid. And that's why it's so important to make sure that you have that thyroid optimized. Your metabolism could also be your battery, but your thyroid, that's really what your battery is. But going back to how can you care for yourself in this season? That is the real transformation. Because along this adventure, you learn things. You layer learning things like how to fuel your body instead of punish it, how to build strength instead of shrinking yourself, how to stop spiraling after an off-plan meal, how to regulate your emotions without food, how to trust consistency over extremes, and how to listen to your body differently. And friend, these lessons matter. This is the adventure right here, what I'm talking about. These create freedom, and that it is for freedom that Christ has set us free. And so I just want to call you into more freedom in your thinking, even in the way that you're looking at this health and weight loss journey, that it is an adventure to be had, and that is a choice that we can decide.
If you're in midlife and feeling stuck with belly fat, low energy, or just not seeing results anymore, I created something just for you, my friend. The Beat the Belly Fat Workshop is a free 3-day reset to help you support your body and move forward with clarity. It's happening May 18th through the 20th. Go to getyourtrimon.com/workshop and save your spot. I'd love to see you there.